One of FIFA's main objectives is to constantly improve the game of football and promote it globally. To help achieve this objective, young players need good training and education, but they'll also need to be well protected. The regulatory framework for the protection of minors in relation to the football transfer system was introduced in 2001. Following the Bosman ruling by the European Court of Justice in 1995, which effectively declared that the football transfer system was incompatible with European law, in 2001 FIFA got together with UEFA and the European Commission, along with various football stakeholders, to agree on a range of core pillars which now form the basis of the football transfer system as we know it. The protection of minors was one of those pillars. All of the stakeholders agreed that the measures to ensure the protection of minors and combat abuse required robust rules that had to be strictly and consistently applied. FIFA therefore introduced its regulations on the status and transfer of players in 2001, which set out strict rules on the international transfer of minors. These rules were further strengthened in 2005, 2009, 2016 and 2020. The fundamental rule which has remained unchanged since 2001 is that international transfers of players are only permitted if the player is over the age of 18. The current edition of the regulations contains 6 limited exceptions to this rule. First exception: the parents of the player move to a new country for reasons not linked to football. Article 19, paragraph 2A. Second exception: the player is over 16 and moving within the territory of the European Union and/or the European Economic Area. Article 19, paragraph 2B. Third exception: the player and his or her new club are located in neighbouring countries, both of them being within 50 kilometres of their common border, and the distance between the two being a maximum of 100 kilometres. Article 19, paragraph 2C. Fourth exception: the player is moving for humanitarian reasons without his or her parents. Article 19, paragraph 2D. Fifth exception: the player is an exchange student undertaking an academic program abroad. Article 19, paragraph 2E. Sixth exception: the player is registered for the first time with an association after having lived continuously for the last 5 years in that country. Article 19, paragraphs 3 and 4. As world football's governing body and in the interests of all stakeholders, FIFA has a responsibility to provide guidance to ensure the well-being of minors and to prevent, as far as possible, any possible misconduct that could be detrimental to their lives. As such, any registration of a foreign minor or international transfer involving a minor that seeks to rely on one of these exceptions requires the approval of a special subcommittee appointed by the Players' Status Committee to ensure the application of the core principles for the protection of minors. Applications for such registrations and transfers must be submitted and managed solely by the association wishing to register the minor player through the Transfer Matching System, TMS. FIFA has decided to update its Guide to Submitting a Minor Application in order to explain the procedural requirements for applications and practical matters for applicants. This updated guide has been designed as a practical tool for all football stakeholders and contains 1. A complete overview of the process for applications submitted to FIFA. 2. A complete overview of all documents required for a minor application. And 3. Answers to frequently asked questions. For more details and to access the new edition of the guide, please visit our dedicated portal on legal.fifa.com or contact us at any time at legal@fifa.org.